My Lord and my God, I firmly believe that you are here, that you see me, that you hear me. I adore you with profound reverence. I ask you for pardon of my sins and grace to make this time of prayer fruitful. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me. Hello, Jesus. It's another moment to spend some minutes with you, reflecting on the gospel that today shows that you have strong words for the people in cities of Chorazin and Bethsaida. As the Gospel of St. Matthew says, it is there in those cities of Chorazin and Bethsaida where many of your mighty works had been done, but you scold them because they did not repent. And the words are, woe to you, Chorazin, woe to you, Bethsaida. For if the mighty works done in you had been done in cities like Tyre and Sidon, they would have repented long ago. Woe to you, because you have not repented. Woe to you, because you have seen mighty works and you have been stubborn. Jesus, am I slow to change my ways after encountering you in these moments of prayer? After knowing you, am I stubborn? There's a story of a young girl who went up to a priest, and the young girl looked up at the priest and asked, Father, is there anything that God cannot do? Meaning, he is all powerful after all. Is there a rock so great that God cannot move, for example? And the priest, taken aback by this question, thought for a short while and replied, You know, even though God is all powerful, there is a rock that God cannot move. He cannot move the rock of your will. Your will, which is your capacity to choose. God cannot overrule your choices, young girl. And so here we find revealed a mystery, that is the mystery that God leaves you and me to be free. Those people who lived in the cities of Chorazin and Bethsaida, they had seen your mighty works, Lord, but they rejected you and they refused to change. They were stubborn in their ways. Preserve me, Lord, from that stubbornness that leads me not to want to change, even though I see your mighty works and I experience your presence even in this time of prayer. You leave me free. Is that true, Jesus? You can't tamper with my decisions? Wow, this is a mystery of freedom that you have given as a gift to each one of us. The people of Chorazin and Bethsaida had rejected you. And maybe sometimes, Jesus, I reject you. Maybe sometimes I've rejected you because I give in to some temptations that come from the devil. Sometimes do I reject you when I'm lazy? At other times it could be that I get caught into addictions of different sorts. Isn't it true today that the mobile phone presents so many different good things, but it's also true that there are certain things that are like poison. Am I addicted to those things? Is it that in seeking the wrong things, in seeking those things that take me away from you, I seek to be sad? And the answer, Jesus, if I tell you, looking at my own conscience, is that I never seek to be sad. Quite the contrary. I want to be happy. I seek happiness. The deepest yearnings in my heart are yearnings for happiness. And that's what I want in my life, Jesus. As the Psalm 42 tells us, as the deer longs for streams of water, so my soul longs for you, O God. My soul thirsts for God, the living God. When can I enter and see the face of God? You, O Lord, are my heart's desire, and my soul, how I long to worship you. It's very beautiful, Psalm 42, that has been put together in that song. As the deer that pants for water, so I long to worship for you. I long to worship you. My heart yearns for a happiness that is undescribable. Jesus, if I sometimes have made the wrong choices, if I've been a little bit stubborn in my ways, like those people in Chorazin and Bethsaida, I do want to repent. I'd like to start again. If I've been stubborn, I want to repent and go to the sacrament of confession. My experience is that my thirst is quenched when I come to you in confession. Yes, sometimes it's difficult because I feel ashamed, but when I put myself down on my knees and contritely express those things that have taken me away from you, I feel that embrace of yours and the water that comes to me that quenches my thirst, gives me back my happiness. Confession restores me to grace and gives me those spiritual calories to understand that my heart yearns for you. I don't look for sadness, I'm looking for happiness. And I know that you, Jesus, are the source of all happiness. So as I come to the end of these 10 minutes of prayer, I thought of telling you a short story of a teacher of mine who recently died. He was a celibate person of Opus Dei, a lay person who had dedicated all his life to serving God through the gift he had, which was that of teaching. And he went to another country to start a wonderful school that it's more than 50 years old. And so this man was interviewed before he died. He was interviewed by the school magazine. And one of the questions the students asked him was, if you had to live your life again, what would you change? And his response was, if I had to live my life again, I would do exactly what I have done until now. Isn't that amazing? I mean, I'd like to say the same thing, Jesus. And there are things that I regret having not done. But I know that, well, with your grace, I can start today with the grace of confession, the grace of an act of contrition, and live my life to the point that I can say, as this teacher said, I do exactly what I've done till now. Happy, happy to live my life, happy to give myself to others. That teacher had no regrets. Our will might be like that rock that God cannot move. But if you and I want His grace, we can choose Him. And that's what I want to do today. That's my resolution for this time of prayer. Jesus, I want you. I want to seek you like the deer that pants for water. You've chosen to spend these 10 minutes praying, and Jesus blesses you with his grace. So ask him for the grace to yearn for him each day, to yearn for real happiness, to go to the source of living water. He'll give you happiness. There is no need to live your life fearing hell. Rather, isn't it much better looking forward to heaven? Mary, my mother, you are always there by my side, and I turn to you so that you will help me to start again if need be, and to direct my eyes to heaven, to look up. That's the beauty of this life. They say in Italian, la vita è bella, life is beautiful. I give you thanks, my God, for the good resolutions, affections, and inspirations you have communicated to me in this meditation. I ask you for help to put them into effect. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me.